Wolverine, Logan, James Howlett. Whatever you call him, the facts remain the same. Wolverine is the best there is at what he does. And what he does usually isn't very nice. But just how big a jerk is he in the comics? Here's a look at the most terrible things Wolverine has ever done. He drowned his own son. Wolverine has a whole lot of descendants, which is just par for the course for a near immortal animal guy with poor impulse control. Worst of them all, though, is his son Daken, who inherited his father's mutant abilities and bloodlust, only without that pesky conscience to go along for the ride. A trained assassin, Daken actually defeated his dad and stuck him in a vat of water to drown, since, even with a healing factor, Wolverine still needs to wolver breathe. However, after a timely rescue by Deadpool, Wolverine got free, tracked down Daken, and in a bit of karmic retribution, drowned him in a puddle. Bad dad. More kids, more murder. The Mongrels were a team of supervillains sent to fight Wolverine by a secret group of bad guys who called themselves the Red Right Hand, since apparently every good team name was already taken. After being trapped in hell, don't ask, Wolverine gets free and goes on one of his patented revenge benders.
No! Revenge Rampage!
Killing all the Mongrels in the process. It's only after they're all dead that the Red Right Hand reveals the Mongrels were children of Wolverine, and it was all a big ploy to make him feel really bad about himself. Way to think small, guys. He tortured an American soldier. Frank Simpson was an abused, mentally disturbed child who killed his own mother. Things somehow actually got worse for Frank, though, when Wolverine murdered his father and then forced him to join a government program that manufactures superhumans. After emerging from the program a total wreck, Frank was sent to Vietnam, where sadistic Wolverine then tortured and brainwashed him into becoming the mindless murder machine known as Nuke. So, why exactly is Logan considered a good guy again? Oh right, because Hugh Jackman sings,
Who am I? I'm Wolverine!
He set up Colossus for a beatdown. Wolverine's fellow X-Men Colossus and Kitty Pryde have long had an on-again, off-again romance. Back when Colossus first dumped Kitty, though, Wolverine was none too happy about how his comrade handled the situation. So he decided to teach Colossus a lesson by getting him drunk and then letting Juggernaut deliver a massive beatdown on the overmatched hero. Yep, while Nightcrawler wants to intervene and help their friend, Wolverine refuses, insisting that Colossus has it coming for being such a heartless cad. He's not necessarily wrong, and compared to repeatedly murdering his own children, it's pretty low on the list of bad things Wolverine has done. But, you know, think twice before enlisting Logan as your wingman. An infinite number of jerks. In the comics, there's an infinite number of alternate universes, meaning there's an infinite number of jerks named Wolverine running around doing horrible things. Don't believe it? Well, say hello to Wolverine the Vampire Lord, who, after being turned into a vampire by Dracula, infects the rest of the X-Men, and then goes on a murderous spree killing the rest of the superheroes, like you do. Then there's the Age of Apocalypse Logan, who called himself Weapon Omega. His plan was to help alien beings called the Celestials completely wipe out all humanity, because reasons. Naturally, in the course of the story, he also murdered his own daughter, because that is apparently just how Wolverine rolls. Then there's the infamous original Old Man Logan storyline, which was one of the inspirations for the movie Logan. In the comic book version, Logan swears off violence after he's tricked by an illusionist named Mysterio into murdering all of the X-Men. This is what happens when you never learn anger control, dude. Ultimate creep. As bad as all those other versions of Wolverine are, the worst has to be the Ultimate Universe Wolverine, who is consistently written as an amoral villain who just happens to be working for the X-Men. It's impossible to list all of his misdeeds, but among the worst are the time he straight up murdered a scared mutant kid because he was worried about bad publicity for the mutants after the boy lost control of his powers. Then there's the time he tried to kill Cyclops because he wanted to make out with Jean Grey. But probably the worst is when Jean Grey mind-swapped Logan with the teenage Peter Parker to teach Logan a lesson, only to have Wolverine use it as an excuse for some very inappropriate interactions with underage high school girls. Face it, Wolverine is just messed up. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.